Welcome back to the Bear Down Report, a place where real Chicago Bears fans come to get fired up, speak truth, and ride every high and low of this team we live and breathe. Today's episode is different. This one's emotional, because we're not just talking about a play, stat line, or a win. We're talking about an identity, a moment, a quote that hit me and hit a lot of fans right in the chest. Because when you hear your quarterback say, "That wasn't our brand of football, but everybody stuck up for each other in the moments that we needed. We came out victorious in the end," you don't just hear words. You hear growth, you hear leadership, and you hear a team that might just be turning the corner. So let's dive in, all in. This is the Bear Down Report. You know, when I first heard that line, we knew when we went to that locker room that wasn't our brand of football. Everybody stuck up for each other in the moments that we needed. We came out victorious in the end. My heart pumped, because that is the kind of statement that separates teams with identity from teams that get run over. It's raw, it's honest, and for Bears fans, it's electric. It tells me that this squad is learning not just how to win, but how to fight, how to believe. Let me break down why that moment stands out, and why right now Chicago might be on the edge of something special. First, accountability and self-awareness. The quarterback, presumably Caleb Williams, admitting that wasn't our brand of football. That's not fluff. That's owning failure. Fans hear that and they lean in. It tells you the team is self-reflective, not smug. It tells you they see what went wrong and want to do better. Then, unity in adversity. Everybody stuck up for each other in the moments we needed. That's not a cliche in a locker room, that's a commitment. To stand in the fire together. That's critical in close games and messy games, because the games that look clean are nice, but the ones that test spirit define seasons. And finally, victory through grit. We came out victorious in the end. That's the payoff. That's the moment fans live for. It's the moment you jump out of your chair, pound your fists, scream, "Bear down!" That's when the pain, the doubt, the struggle all get masked by jubilation. And when that line lands in a video, it anchors your emotional peak. Now let's layer on some context. The Bears are 2-4 entering their bye week after a brutal 25-24 road win over the Raiders. That game, it wasn't pretty, but it was necessary. It tested them. It forced them to lean on their defense, special teams, and internal resolve. They won it late. On that day, cornerback Josh Blackwell blocked the final field goal attempt. On special teams, that block was a tipping point, a crucial contribution from a unit that often ride under the radar. And think about Caleb Williams. Just 2 weeks ago, he put on a show, throwing 4 touchdowns and earning NFC Offensive Player of the Week honors. That's the upside of this guy. When he's clicking, he's an electric flamethrower. But the question has always been consistency. The question has always been maturity under pressure. We haven't escaped the noise either. A book excerpt earlier this year painted skepticism about Williams' commitment to Chicago and his father's early reluctance about the Bears. Williams responded publicly. He said he loves being here, chose this city, chose this team, and that those doubts don't define him. That's vital, because narratives stick. You fight them only by performing. There's also a darker narrative floating around, criticisms of his rookie year, questions about playbook diligence, even claims about his attitude toward coaching. But many of those claims come from unnamed sources, and the timing and framing invite skepticism. Wisely, many analysts say, take it with a grain of salt. The tangible evidence must come on the field, in consistency, in execution. And speaking of leadership, Olin Kreutz recently praised the steadiness he's seeing in Williams. He's just making the play, getting out of trouble when he has to, throwing the ball away when he has to, hanging in the pocket, keeping his teammates calm. That kind of applause from a Bears legend, that's not fluff, that's respect earned. When veterans see something genuine, they speak. So when I hear that line, "Wasn't our brand," stuck up for each other, victorious in the end, I hear a phoenix rising. I hear a team still forming, still raw, yet forging its identity through hardship rather than ease. This is the kind of moment you seize as a content creator. That quote is your spine. Let the rest of your narration build tension toward it, and let it serve as your emotional payoff. Here's how I'd frame the narrative for your video. Hook. Open with that quote. Let the audience feel it. Let them wonder, what game was this? What circumstance forced that admission? Backstory. Remind people of the Raiders' win. Ugly, messy, necessary. The sting of media narratives. The critics whispering about Williams' shortcomings. Contrast and conflict. Push the tension. The highs of a 4-touchdown performance and the lows of skepticism and anonymous critiques. Resolution. That quote. Point back to it. Emphasize unity, accountability, grit as the core of what the Bears are becoming. Outlook. Offer hope. The bye week gives rest, reset, preparation. When they return, this is the team we want to see. One that fights, one with character, one with identity. In conclusion, this is a pivotal time for Chicago Bears. The franchise is attempting a reset under new leadership, new expectations, and with a franchise quarterback in Williams whose potential is massive but still unfulfilled. The line you highlighted isn't just a nice soundbite. It can become symbolic. This is who we are. If your channel leans into that narrative, holding the team to its words, demanding consistency, celebrating the fight, you'll not only engage fans, you'll provoke conversation, loyalty, and emotional connection. Let me leave you with this. Play that quote at full volume. Let it resonate. Then lean in. What do you think the identity of the Bears really is? Does this team have the heart to do it? Drop your thoughts below. Like this video if you believe in the grind. Subscribe for more Bear Down analysis. We rise together. Bear down.